heard from two amazing teams. Where do you go from here? Well, keep your curiosity on as we proceed to the final team of the day. Everyone, join me as we ready the stage for Team 3, who will present about crisis management and adversities. Remember, you'll only have 15 minutes to present. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Daniel. I'm from Team 3. So now we're going to continue on talking about crisis. And may the crew help us share our video. Thank you.
Please give us a moment. Team 3 has readied a video presentation for us.
What is adversity in one word?
Hardship.
I'd say it's a challenge.
Adversity in one word is hardship.
Good question. For me, whenever I think about adversities, hardship always comes to mind.
For me personally, that would be a problem or a challenge, I guess.
Adversity is a difficult situation.
Adversity is a setback.
Isn't it difficulty?
Adversity in one word is hardship.
For me, I would say it's a challenge.
Difficulties.
If I were to describe adversity in one word, it would be trauma.
It was very inescapable.
Adversity in one word is hardship.
Stress.
I am a god, you dull creature, and I will not be bullied by that.
Thank you for the wonderful video from our team. Now, as we heard from our team, adversity or sorry, everyone hear me? Okay. So the adversities that the adversities that we face, they are inevitable, right? Some days we will fall and some days we will fail. So what is important is how we react to the situation, and also how we adapt to the situation. If we just dwell in the past and think of the things that we could have changed, it will not change the past. So today I'm going to share 3 points. Can you move on to the next slide? 3 simple points on how we can deal and face a crisis. The first one will be understanding the situation clearly and also planning the next essential steps. Because when you have a clear vision that you want to change and improve, you can focus on what you're going to do next and how to solve the problem instead of dwelling in the past. The second one will also be to calm down your thoughts and also your emotions. When you are in the heat of the moment and you're very emotional in that moment, it's very hard to move on. It's very hard to, to solve that problem itself. The last one, after you have gone through everything and the whole process is done, always calm down, sit down and reflect on the experiences that you have gained, the lessons that you can learn, and also how you can do better in the next time that you face another problem or a crisis. Can we move on to the next slide? You'll see the 3 points. And from then on, I'll pass the time to Hadif.
Thank you, Daniel. So now, the benefits of adversity are very, very real. So firstly, it encourages us to improve because they remind us of our past failures, and this helps us to build resilience. We also acquire positive qualities from experiencing adversities, where it teaches people self-control and tends to foster an attitude of conscientiousness towards others. Facing adversities also grows your resilience. Now, why is resilience is so important? Shaun mentioned it. It was the mentioned it. This team 2 and team 1 mentioned resilience. And why is it important? Resilience isn't about accepting defeat. It's about springing back from it easily and quickly. When you believe in your work and yourself, and when you're able to see challenges as opportunities, everything starts to change. Our professional lives are full of disappointments, whether small or big, and being able to quickly bounce back from them could help you advance in your career in countless ways. Now, I'm going to hand it over to the leader of Team 3, Patricia.
Thank you, Hadib. So after all of those explanations from my team members, what qualities do you exactly need to survive in a crisis? Well, you have the option of being a wartime or a peacetime leader. A wartime leader is visionary. They know their why and demonstrate realistic optimism and have clear vision. They're always reminding their team and giving them a sense of belongingness. They actively communicate and ensure that their team understands the messages, so in times of crisis, less misunderstandings can occur. They are empathetic and authentic in their display of emotions, so their team members are comfortable and engaged in the crisis. They're usually confident and calm, so they have control over the situation and give their people the confidence they need.
Patricia, you sound like a wartime leader saying that. Well done.
Thank you. Next slide, please. Peacetime leaders, on the other hand, are methodological, so they form long, detailed plans and make decisions through committees. They worry about breaking rules and focus on big pictures to make detailed decisions. They form big, ambitious goals, and they're definitely suitable in the long run. Next slide, please. So, what's the verdict? Well, both leaders are definitely needed, but it all depends on the situations. In times of crisis, wartime leaders will definitely flourish, whereas in the long run, you will need peacetime leaders. So out of our curiosity, we sent out a short questionnaire a few days ago. We wanted to know what the youth in this conference think of as the most important quality a leader in crisis should possess. Next slide, please. So out of 186 responses, the majority has decided that calm and collected is the most important quality, and that is a theme that we wish to emphasize in this presentation. Thank you, and let me pass it to Deidre.
So what can you do in a crisis? So both personally and professionally, we all go through periods of transition and stress. They're part of life that we can usually move through with the help of time and resources. However, if terrible times don't seem to go away and you're always burdened with doubt and disappointment, you might be going through a life crisis. Here are 15 signs you're having a life crisis. We're just gonna scan through it, but if you want to pause, let us know. Next slide. How can you tell you're having a life crisis? You have an unpredictably erratic personality. You feel that it is difficult to convey your thoughts and feelings. You may feel unsatisfaction with life, a strong sense of nostalgia, boredom, as well as having impulsive and rash behavior. So, how to cope with life crisis? There are multiple ways we can cope with life crisis. We could start by, first, practice gratitude. I know it's easier said than done, but trust me, practicing gratitude makes you feel more positive during tough times. Secondly, take a step back and look at things from a different perspective. That way, it helps you see different ways of solving your problem. Thirdly, look after yourself. And lastly, have patience with yourself. If you have patience with yourself, you'll definitely get through hard times. I also want to share a quote with you by Joyce Meyers. So, patience is not simply the ability to wait, it's how we behave while we're waiting. After a crisis, how do you move forward? Recovery from a crisis can be difficult. Naturally, our lives will be in utter chaos or we feel like a mess. We should pick up the fragments once the worst has passed, but unfortunately, there's no one-size-fits-all strategy for taking positive moves in the direction of the future. So where exactly do we go from here? Here's what we can do. We can discuss the matter openly and honestly, identify the problem's root source, and work to resolve it. Keep your word by following through promises, and finally, rebuild your relationship. What do you do to someone who is going through a difficult time? Important people in your life will face difficulties and sadness from time to time. Imagine a family member, friend, or even a coworker is going through a difficult time. What would you do? You want to let them know that you care, even if all you can offer is a small amount of consolation. You want these people to know that you're there for them. These are some things you can do. You may, firstly, express your sorrow and acknowledgement their suffering. Secondly, admit that you're speechless, so it cools their mind and gives them space to process their thoughts. And thirdly, assure that you'll remember them. Last but not least, talk less, listen more. Listen to them. I'll pass it on to Nisha.
Thank you, Deidre. That was amazing. Okay, hi everybody. Yes, I am Nisha. Don't mind the name. I love both of my names. Okay, anyway. Now, let's get a little bit personal today. So, as you guys have realized, we have passed out a really great survey and we had a lot of responses. And I will take one of the questions from this survey, which rings. Can I see the next slide, please? Thank you. So it rings, how confident do you think you are in handling a crisis? I was really curious, and a range of 1 to 5. Most of you guys have picked the number 3, which means you guys are practically in the middle here. Not sure, maybe depending on the situation, maybe you are ready to handle a crisis, maybe you're not. So there's this quote that I hold on. Next slide, please. The quote is, never be afraid to take one for the team. So let me tell you a story here. Really great story that I've been looking back upon that always comes back to me, because I was in a team in my school and I was elected to be the floor manager at that time, which was practically the leader, but that really didn't sit right with me. That was fine, leader or not. I was a person who wanted to do something for her team. So in the middle of this event, we had a lot of really great guests of honors. We had 4 really important guests of honors, and we wanted to impress them. We wanted to make an impression. We wanted to do our best for the team, and everybody, I think they did great. So why I think they did great was, in the middle of this event, the light just went off. Mind you, the auditorium was quite huge and the doors were all closed. So when the lights went off, it was pitch black and everybody just huddled around me. They went at me, Nisha, what do we do? And then I was like, okay, I need to do something. Snapped myself out of reality. I need to do something. I went to my friends who were in charge of the IT and I asked them, do you guys know what happened? And then they were like, no, we didn't do anything. We didn't know what triggered the lights. And then I was like, okay, are the mics okay? And they were like, yes, they were okay. So I told my moderators who were sitting next to the guest of honors, and then I was like, keep rolling. I signaled them, keep rolling, keep rolling. And then they did it. So I went back to my friends at the back who were huddled together. I told them, we need to create some light in the room. And then we took our places, we opened the doors. There were a lot of doors, luckily, and we opened each and every one of the doors, which was really nice. We created some light in the room. And then the event started to go smoothly and we were right on schedule, even though the lights were back after about 20 minutes, I think. But I think we did really well. And to think about it again, we were a team and we went through everything together. And I was really proud of my teammates. Leader or not, I loved my teammates, the way we did everything together. And having that challenge, everything felt worth it. We honestly didn't know what we were going through at first, but then because we wanted to take something from this experience, I think it was amazing. This adversity, it was kind of funny and exciting to me. I didn't mind if I had to run around to somebody that needed help or anything, because no matter what the challenge is, it is with great honor that I face it with courage and determination, especially for the sake of my teammates' success. Life knows what you're capable of and it loves to see you in action. So yes, so I hope whatever Team 3 has given a lot of things today has opened your vision, and we're here to inspire and empower. Sincerely, Team 3. Thank you.
Lisa, I have to stop you here to ask you this question. How do you maintain so calm in such a situation? I wouldn't have been able to do what you did.
Oh, I don't know. For me, most of my friends just tell me that it comes naturally, but it takes a lot of practice. I used to be really panicky inside. I don't like to show my emotions that much when it's really important to be vulnerable. So to me, I love to see myself being stronger than anybody else in the room. The only competition is myself, and I want to be better than myself every day. So being calm is a step to where I want to be the person who I want to be better than yesterday.
The level of maturity is way surpassing most of the adult that I know.
Wow.
So congratulations. I think we have all learned so much from your story.
No, I would love to give all the credit to my teammates. They're amazing. Our amazing leader, Patricia, she did everything amazingly. Oh, and also here are the citations we collected from our sources that we had researched upon. So yes.
Great
We'll
job.
also love to invite our wonderful mentor to share our spotlight today.
All right. So thank you, Team 3. That was indeed a great story, a great presentation, a great leader. What a great leader you guys are. And I'm so amazed. I feel so little now. So let us call upon dear mentor, Mr. Shafiq Matasan, Senior Business Development Lead, McDonald's, from our silver sponsor, for his commentary. Mr.
Okay,
Shafiq
thank you.
Matasan, are you here?
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yes, we can
Yeah,
hear you
okay.
very clearly.
Okay, thanks. So firstly, well done, Team 3. Crisis management and adversities is a very broad topic, okay? One that is relevant both professionally and personally as well. And for the team to be able to turn around that presentation, doing a survey and having all those key points, I really applaud them, and I'm inspired by them. As I give a clap to everybody as well. But as well by the past two teams as well, that level of discussions we are having, that research the teams are committing to, as well as the creativity, it is exciting. So I think that's just one thing I wanted to say, was that really well done to the teams that we've heard so far. But let me just take this time to just summarize from what Team 3 has presented. They've provided key snippets on the importance of crisis management and what qualities are expected and required from the leaders during those times. But of course, it truly depends on the situation and the types of crisis. Was it a risk that was expected, or was it something like a pandemic that we were sort of blindsided by? So the crucial qualities don't change though, with regards to having emotional intelligence, having that growth mindset, having open communication, as well as two-way feedback. Those things will always be a constant throughout any situation. And I think the team also did a good job in highlighting certain signs that could indicate that you are facing a crisis, and even some tips to cope with it. So just take the time to just read a few of their slides, and I think that will help you, because it's truly just about being honest with yourself and truly connecting with your emotions, as what Jerome mentioned, as well as identifying the root causes of those crises and being able to talk to a trusted individual on this. You definitely need that support system. So with my key takeaways, I think adversities are personal by nature. So what and how you define as an adversity or a crisis will be different from person to person. So that's what makes us human, right? Finding things that are unique to us. And secondly is, what matters is how we act and face and how we face that adversity. So do we let it consume us, or do we fight through it? So in times of difficulties, I believe you always have to find your center, your purpose that relates back to your goals in life. So I believe from these past two sessions, about growth mindset and grit and resilience, they're part and parcel to overcoming adversities and managing crises. We're supposed to learn from these crises and these challenges and all the failures, and cope and live with it as well. Because let me tell you something, life is not a straight line. It is super unpredictable. When you're going to have days where everything's just cool, going the way that you want it to be as you plan, and then days where it won't be. So you can plan so much, whether it's in your personal life, your academic life, or your working life, but even professionally as well. But you know what, things will never go as planned. But it is how you face these challenges and doing something about it, so that acting upon that challenges itself, that is what separates you from those who choose to merely think about it. So it is how you react to this which defines you. I believe it's how you find yourself, you find the strength in you to come out of it, and that determines your character. And I think that's really important for you to take away from, at least from these past 3 sessions. So, with participants of today's summit being mostly students, what you're facing right now, it's true to what you're in your point of life, but trust me, it's going to evolve to something different as you grow older and you go to see, Shaun will definitely will share that same sentiment as well, that when you grow older, the types of crises that you'll find is very much going to be different. So really think about how you face those adversity as you grow older as well. So opportunities like this summit itself is here to build your skills. So we're just giving you the skills, the tools, the competencies, and hopefully that you guys take it on board and learn from it, and just have that reminder when you grow up. Oh, I learned about this. I thought about something like this. I can face this. So having that confidence as well. But ultimately, it's just don't be too hard at yourself. Mistakes and failures are part of life. Don't be afraid of it. That's just the nature of it. But face through it. And everyone is and will be going through something. You know what the team mentioned. What is adversity to them in one word? It's a difficulty, it's hardship, it's trauma, it's challenge. Everyone will be facing that in any point of their life. So always remember to practice kindness and empathy. So before I close, and I'm being wary about time as well, I just wanted to echo some key learnings from some of the keynote speakers. So acting managing director and CEO of Bibd said, act now, make your actions count. So what you take from that is make sure that whatever that you do in life makes an impact, whether it's small or big, but make it true to your own purpose, your values, but also if you're working in your organization and even just beyond that as well. YB Minister, the Prime Minister's Office, and Minister of Finance and Economy too, he put really high expectations on the youth, which is definitely great, because he says, you manage adversities, you have to communicate empathy, openness, and kindness in times of unprecedented change. So he's really putting a lot on you guys, because you guys are our future leaders. But we are here as, okay, we're a bit older than you lah. We're a bit older, but we will help guide you to to lead in a world that's ever changing, super dynamic. It's always going to be new things every day. So how do you then really find that true, like I said, that purpose or that value that really separates you from anyone else, And lastly, just to echo what Shaun shared early on about grit, it's all about falling 7 times and getting back up the 8th time. So it's constantly falling and consistently getting back up the 8th, the 9th, and the nth time. You brush off the dirt, you brush off the bruises, and you keep going. That's what separates you from being, from being just one person, that individual. It makes you become that leader that you need to be, and that I know Brunei really wants you to be as well. So I would just leave it as
so good.
That's what I would say. It's basically just really take this opportunity to learn from all the speakers and even your peers, because you'll have something to learn from them, whether it's personal or professional as well, and just really build upon that and never give up, because life throws you everything and anything, and you'll never expect it. You can plan. That's a good trait to have. Plan what you're going to do, but ultimately planning is all about. Eventually, it's all about implementing it, right? So being able to be agile and be flexible and also adaptable to the situation. That's the most important part when you go through life. So I think that's all I can share in the short amount of time, because I'm wary about the time as well. So I really hope you guys learn a lot as well. Thank you.
Hey, Shafiq, I just want to say all the speakers are jealous of the amount of buzz that you are creating on our chat room.
So thank you.
About the power of McDonald's, guys.
Of course, we McDonald's is a brand in itself, so we really do want to keep, like I mentioned in the press conference, we don't just want to feed you guys, right? We do want to foster that community, grow and develop you, and feed your mind. So that's something that we really want to work on, especially in McDonald's Brunei. So I do read a lot of things about where's the McNuggets. We're really working hard on that, okay? And then your Sunday. So you have to realize that we are really working hard with our suppliers and our international partners as well to really make that service to you. But I think, just to be fair, COVID-19 was not really kind on us, okay, or even on the fast food industry. So we're really trying our hardest. So be kind to the people that you see in McD who are working and taking your orders. They are there tirelessly, getting and doing your burgers and your food. So just always be kind to them, because you never know what kind of hard day they had, right? So
Shafiq,
yes.
we are out of time, but I really want to give the guys an opportunity to ask you one quick fire question, a 1-minute answer. Is that okay? Are you up to the challenge? Okay. Okay, guys, any hands in the room? Quick. 3, 2, 1. Okay. The first one, Joshua.
Okay. So my question is, adversity, would you think it's a good thing, a bad thing, or is it just sort of like gray area in between?
Okay, adversity, take it as a gift. It's a gift that gives you that that realization that you need to do something about it, because adversity is something that you didn't plan for, and it's something that gives you, and it will create the necessary energy and momentum for you to even become better than what you were before, the day before. So it teaches you to become, like, like the buzzwords you keep saying, resilient. You need to be adaptable, you need to be agile. So it's all about, take it as something that okay, it's there. How do I work around it and make sure that I become better out of it? So I think it's always a gift. Don't take it as a negative thing. It's positive.
And that's 1 minute. See you tomorrow. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you, Mr. Shafik. That was great.
Take it away, Farah.
All right. So once again, thank you Team 3 and Mr. Shafik. Remember everyone, there's no one type leader that's best for all situations. Sometimes we need wartime leaders, sometimes we need peacetime leaders. It's all about striking a balance. But the common denominator here is to always move forward. After all, to quote from Team 3, life knows what you're capable of. It wants to see you take action. So that's it for today's team presentations. We've opened and closed with such brilliant presentations, and we sincerely thank all of the teams for all your efforts and for generously sharing with us everything that you've